The story goes that the Maggid of Mezritch once looked at some clay pots and told his students that it had been made by a man who was blind in his left eye. The students were a little, they were puzzled and they decided they're going to go check and see if it's true. And it's true. The person who made the potter, the clay, was only able to see with his right eye. Now, the question was, were the Maggid statements an expression of divine intuition? And the answer is no. As the Maggid pointed out, the shape of the clay vessel showed the characteristics of the person who made it. But still, none of his disciples were able to make that distinction. They couldn't see. Apparently, the Maggid's divine intuition had been so sensitized that his ordinary powers of perception were gone, and it was making it possible for him to actually see everything. A poor family once came to the Maggid of Mezritch asking for a cure for their son. Now, the Maggid of Mezritch left his practice, and he told the family, "Bring me 50 gold rubles and your son will be healed." The son was lame. 50 gold rubles, the woman says? That is far beyond our means. We're poor, we don't have that. Can you settle for less? And the Maggid says, nope, not 1 penny less, or rubles less. And so the family went about selling all of their little possessions that they had and taking loans, trying to get that sum of 50 rubles to the Maggid. When they got everything together, they only had 30. So they went back to the Maggid and they said to him, "Is this enough? We only have 30. And they weren't expecting this answer, but the Maggid refused. He said no. So once again, they went out knocking on doors, begging for another 20. When they reached 40 rubles, they came to the Maggid a third time. "This is all we can raise," the mother says. "Please take it and bless our son." And the Maggid says, "No, I said 50 gold rubles, and I will not accept a penny less." And now the mother is infuriated. She doesn't know what to do. She throws the money out the window. And she says, "You know what? God will help us without the Maggid," she tells her husband. And now the Maggid says, "That's what I was waiting for." He says, turning to the boy, "Go out and collect those coins. Your mother will need them." And as the parents are watching, the son walks out the door. He's cured. And the Maggid explains, as long as you put your faith in me or in any human being, your prayers couldn't be answered. Once you put your faith and your trust in the Creator, there was a chance for your son's recovery. We all know what infirmity is. We all know what being sick means. And we all have seen friends or relatives that have been afflicted by suffering, if it's physical or psychological or spiritual. And we often feel helpless because we can't fix them. Because even the greatest of doctors or the greatest, innovation, what's going on now with COVID, it's impossible. The feelings of helplessness, however, are our greatest enemies, because what happens? What's the key to the recovery? The key to recovery is a positive outlook. This doesn't mean that we should be naive, because we have to look at reality square in the face. But having said that, a person who is sick should never consider himself beyond help. On the contrary, such negativity will only reinforce the sickness and restrict any potential recovery. And this is what the Maggid would say, because if you think positive, the outcomes will be positive. Not to be naive, not to say, okay, I'm going to take off my mask and my gloves and now I'm just going to go out and get myself sick in corona. No. But when doctors told patients that there was no hope, he would tell them, you know what? The doctor is given permission to heal. That's his expertise. But when he gives a prognosis to doom, he's exceeded his authority. What does that mean? Doctors are good to give a prognosis. They can give a prognosis so we know what we can do. But when a doctor tells you there's no hope, never accept that. There's always hope, there's always a way, and the Creator is always there. You know, I've seen many people heal themselves. I know somebody who healed herself from cancer. She refused to do medicine, which I don't always believe in, but the doctors told her there's no hope. She started eating healthy, she started exercising, she started practicing spirituality, she started doing everything she could on all levels, and eventually she made herself better because she believed in it. And this also applies when we're talking about the Creator, because think about it, every one of us has a soul which is actually part of the Creator. And that's the core of our being, our true selves. Therefore, there's always the possibility that we can heal ourselves.